with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Martin Odegaard and Nicolas Pepe behind Alexander Lacazette. Liverpool, they go with Alisson in goal, and it's the 4-3-3 they customarily play with Andy Robertson, Ozan Kabak, Nathaniel Phillips and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the back four. James Milner, Fabinho and Thiago Alcantara are a midfield trio with Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah, a well-known front trio for Liverpool, leading the way. As Alexander-Arnold just plays the ball in towards the feet of Thiago Alcantara inside his own defensive third, back to Alexander-Arnold, who clears the ball upfield with his left foot, and well, Thomas Partey does well to get a foot in there. Odegaard now tries to get something on it, but Liverpool are one possession back. Now it's Robertson, tries to turn the ball down the line to Mane, it doesn't work, and now Arsenal have ball back down this right-hand side. It is with Pepe. Ivorian was just held up well there by Ozan Kabak, and the Gunners now just trying to pass the ball around themselves and get something going. Coming to this game, Arsenal, I mentioned there, with the 3-3 draw, but they haven't won in the last two in all competitions. They had that 1-0 loss to Olympiacos in the Europa League, but they still did go through in that competition. As Pepe comes forward down this right-hand side for Arsenal into Liverpool's defensive third. Little ball popped inside towards Odegaard. Now to Partey. Partey back to Odegaard. Real Madrid loanee has been impressing since joining on loan in January until the end of the campaign. His ball is switched out towards the far left-hand side for Tierney. Now it's played by Ceballos back towards Holding. Holding out towards this right-hand side where he finds Chambers. Chambers back in towards the feet of Holding. And the Gunners just happy to stroke the ball around at the moment. Not a great deal of pressure coming from the Liverpool front three. And then, well, Gabriel just been forced into a mistake, really. Unforced error as he just scoops the ball over the top of an oncoming Liverpool man and Salah, but straight out of play on that far right-hand side of the field now. Liverpool will take the throw-in from Alexander-Arnold very, very shortly. Liverpool actually come into this game on the back of two straight victories, a 2-0 against RB Leipzig in the Champions League and a 1-0 away at Wolves. They're actually looking for their third straight victory in all competitions for the first time since November last year. It shows how much of a difficult sort of season it has been for Liverpool. Sadio Mane, that's a great turn by him as he gets away from Holding. He's bearing down into the penalty area. He tries to find Firmino on the overlap, but it hits the heels of the Brazilian. And now Gabriel trying to clear the ball down the line. And does he allow that one to bounce out of play? It has done, and the referee's actually said that will be a throw into Arsenal. But just for a moment there, I thought Sadio Mane was going to have a shot. It was a long ball played downfield, and Rob Holding is just completely done by Sadio Mane. Just spins away from the defender, bearing down into the penalty area, and Firmino kind of just went across Sadio Mane. I thought that would have just opened it up for the Senegalese to try and just kill one into the bottom right corner. Went for the pass instead, and the move broke down. Throwing down the line by Chambers. It's fallen towards the Liverpool man now, though, but Milner and Firmino get in each other's way. Arsenal have the ball back. Salah putting a little bit of pressure on. Holding clears the ball up towards halfway. Nicolas Pepe, well, appealing for a foul. Nothing given, though. Liverpool have the ball back as Fabinho and Thiago getting each other's way this time. It is the former who just manages to recycle possession back to his two centre-halves, Phillips and Kabak O. And then there's a dreadful ball that just goes straight out of play, and it will be a throw for Arsenal. It's certainly been a disjointed start to this game for both teams. Just over 5 minutes gone. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary of this Premier League encounter. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Gabriel then just scoops one across the edge of his own penalty area for Tierney. Oh, and then that should be a foul, I think it is as well. Thiago just trying to nip in and win the ball back away from Ceballos, but he catches the left ankle of Ceballos, who goes down. Referee Stuart Atwell blows his whistle and gives the free kick. Arsenal get on with things quickly as they go back towards their goalkeeper, Leno. The team have had much yet. Liverpool had that one threatening opportunity when Sadio Mane turned Rob Holding, but nothing came of it. It's a bit of head tennis between the two sides now, but Partey brings it down really well inside his own half. Then he tries a little reverse ball, but that's not worked as it hits a Liverpool man in the form of Thiago. Now it's with Kabak. Now Phillips back to Kabak, and he's under a little bit of pressure now when he tries to play a ball up to halfway. It just gets its way towards Thiago. Nearly intercepted by Aubameyang. Now it's Firmino back to halfway where Thiago's waiting. He goes for the crossfield switch of play. He finds Mane, who had to come short for that one. He does really well again as he holds off Chambers this time. Mane coming forward. Lovely ball down the left-hand side to Robertson on the edge of the box. The sliding covering challenge comes across, though, from Chambers and puts the ball out for a throw-in on this left-hand side. And Liverpool in an attacking position with this throw now. Robertson will come over to take this. The only Liverpool player that has featured in every Premier League game so far this season. Although, actually, just as I was saying it was going to be a throw, the flag has actually gone up. The assistant on the far side had his flag down, waited for VAR to look at it. And they said that actually Robertson was offside when the ball was played towards him. It will be a free kick which Leno will take just inside his own area. It's a long, flat delivery upfield then, looking for Pepe. It's headed up and away by Phillips. Then it's with Odegaard. Hayden tries to nod it down the line. It's sort of hooked back up by Robertson, out of play for an Arsenal throw on this near side. Bang on the halfway line as Chambers goes back towards Holding. Holding goes for Gabriel, and he just gets the ball towards Gabriel, who only has to boot it upfield under pressure, though. That's all he could do. Liverpool have the ball back as Alisson has a bit of a scuff ball towards Kabak, who in turn just puts his right foot through this one, hoofs it upfield. That header is won, and now Aubameyang is giving chase here. Liverpool have managed to mop up at the back, though. Phillips to Alisson, now to Fabinho. He turns on the edge of his own area, finds Thiago. Thiago always on the move when he receives the ball and finds it towards Kabak now. Now it's with Robertson back to Kabak. Now Thiago inside, sort of holding that quarterback style role in between the two centre halves. Now it's worked out towards Phillips. Phillips down the line, down the right hand side for Alexander-Arnold. Arnold then just cuts inside, dummies himself inside. Then he goes for a crossfield switch of play, and it's just going to have a little bit too much on it, this one, as Robertson slides down trying to keep the ball in play. Can't get anywhere near it though. And again, that's a misplaced pass, a bit of an error you would say. Alexander-Arnold, a bit of pressure coming on him, you feel, into this game, with Jurgen Klopp saying he was shocked that he wasn't included by Gareth Southgate in England's recent international squad. Of course, England winning all three of their opening World Cup 2022 qualifiers. Alexander-Arnold is down the pecking order in that right back position as things stand, is thrown down the line by Chambers. Alexander wins a little flick, but the referee saying Lacazette pushed the back of a Liverpool defender there. Free kick is awarded to the Reds. Nearly 9 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Listening to unofficial off-tube at studio commentary. Fabinho finds Robertson. They go back inside their own half now. Back across to Phillips. Phillips now under a little bit of pressure from Lacazette. Just has to turn and go back towards his goalkeeper, Alisson. Now it's with Kabak again. Just sort of stepping on the ball a few times. Under slight pressure from Odegaard. Goes to Alisson. Back to Kabak now. He's just outside his penalty area. Now strides forward. Then he goes for a long searching ball upfield. Looking for Robertson this time, but way over the Scot's head. Goes out for a throw in on the fly. And not been a fast start by either of these two teams, really. So the quality hasn't been there yet, and maybe the international break, a few of the players would have been representing their respective countries. We're just finding it a little bit tough with the amount of fixtures they've had. Is thrown down the line by Chambers. Lacazette gets an arm in the back of his head, and the referee goes for a free kick as we just go over the 10-minute mark in this opening half. As Chambers has possession, as again Arsenal just take the free kick quickly, looking to get on with things, and now a switch out towards the left-hand side, but it's been intercepted by Alexander-Arnold. Finds Salah just inside. Now it's with Thiago. Thiago goes back to Alexander-Arnold. It's a little bit behind the Englishman, so he in turn just has to play it towards the halfway line where Kabak is waiting. Now it's with Robertson, who's just square of him. Robertson then goes infield towards Fabinho. Centre of the park, finds Thiago. Thiago now, a little ball towards Salah's feet. Now Firmino, back to Thiago. Trying to get in behind this Arsenal defence, which is standing firm at the moment. Nice little reverse ball down that right-hand side. Firmino now with an attempt to try and put a ball into the box. He still has possession. He does deliver one in now. It's headed up and away by Holding towards the edge of the area. Drops down for Milner on the turn, and his right-footed half volley goes harmlessly wide in the end. We'll restart play in a few moments' time with a goal kick for Arsenal. Early exchanges at the Emirates. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0, and really it's been quite a scrappy start to the game. There's been quite a few errors, misplaced passes from both sides, and not a lot of goalmouth action. There was one good moment from Sadio Mane when he just managed to turn Rob Holding, who was really poor actually, the Arsenal centre-back, but Mane was bearing down in the penalty area, and he tried a little intricate ball towards Firmino, just crossed in front of him when he should have gone for the shot himself, and the attack broke down. There was also a shot from James Milner on the half volley around 25 yards out out, which went harmlessly wide. But Arsenal have struggled to get anything going in the final third, but Liverpool have as well. We need some more quality. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. And Arsenal trying to attack down that left-hand side when Tierney tried to fizz a ball into the feet of Alexander-Lacazette, but he was just easily muscled off the ball. But Arsenal do have possession back now, just over halfway as they come down the left-hand side. It is with Aubameyang. Aubameyang back in field towards Ceballos. Ceballos then finds Thomas Partey. Partey now towards Odegaard. Odegaard finds Partey again, and Arsenal happy just to try and pass this one around. Then Gabriel absolutely fires one up towards the feet of Lacazette. Tries a first-time layoff for Aubameyang. Lacazette still battling for the ball as he didn't properly get the layoff right. Now Liverpool trying to turn defence into attack as a long ball down that right-hand side finds Salah. The Egyptian is looking up for options, finds Thiago. Thiago then just rolls away from Aubameyang. Thiago now towards Sadio Mane. Now Robertson down this left-hand side looks to deliver a ball. Deary me, it's a dreadful delivery by Robertson. One of those where he's trying to wrap his left foot around it, get some pace and bend on it, but it's just sort of come off the left toe. And it's ended up going straight over the top of the bar and into the stands. So another disappointing moment there. One of the 22 players on the pitch at the moment to really spark into life this game. In some cracking games today, I have to say, and not more so than the opener. And West Brom still looks like they could go down, but they've given themselves a little bit of a boost as they beat Chelsea by 5 goals to 2 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea took the lead, then Thiago Silva got sent off, and it changed the whole complexion of the game as Liverpool coming forward down this left side. Milner, little ball into the penalty area. Firmino tries a cut back looking for Salah. It's been half cleared away. Now Aubameyang trying to clear the ball. He sort of half scuffs it clear. Now a shot comes in from distance from Fabinho, and he drags it a few yards wide. I think Leno probably had that one covered down low to his right-hand side. But that was decent play. Milner to Firmino. Firmino's little cut back nearly found Salah. Aubameyang just rather poking the ball clear when he was trying to clear it. Fabinho's effort isn't a bad one. Just drags it ever so slightly. You know, seeing Leno there, I think he probably would have had it covered anyway. But the other scores just mentioned there, with West Brom's 5-2 victory at Chelsea. Leeds, they had a 2-1 win against Sheffield United. Rock bottom Sheffield United there on the way back down to the Championship. It was 1-0 to Leeds, 1-1, then 2-1. A Phil Jagielka own goal deciding things. And then Man City moving 17 points clear at the top of the table as they defeated Leicester City by 2-0. And actually that 2-0 victory and the 3 points for City, it officially ended Liverpool's reign as champions. They can't now defend their title. It's mathematically impossible for them. Just to cap off the start of this game, what has been a bit of a miserable campaign for them, in domestically anyway. It's nearly 15 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Listen to unofficial off-tube studio commentary as Thiago then sprays a ball out to the left-hand side. It's been intercepted by the head of Chambers. He can only find Milner. Milner then has been robbed of possession by Pepe. Now Pepe running up towards halfway, finds Odegaard just inside. Odegaard goes back to Pepe. A layoff towards Partey. Partey then fizzes a ball out towards the left-hand side. Good pace in this attack. Aubameyang now with the ball. Outside of the right foot. Puts it into the penalty area. It's behind Pepe. It's also just away from Lacazette. And Liverpool have got Kabak in the way there. Then they try to have a quick counter-attack, but they give the ball away sloppily. And Arsenal now coming forward. It's Tierney down that left side. Tierney finds Aubameyang. Back to Tierney. Tierney gets away then. A bit of a weak challenge from Firmino. Scott then turns back. With his left foot, he just boots it all the way towards the halfway line, where Gabriel will go again. Now it's with Partey. Partey just inside Liverpool's half. Now he finds Odegaard. Odegaard one touch, then lays it back towards Partey. Just slow, patient play at the moment by Liverpool. Sorry, by Arsenal, but can't get in behind this Liverpool defence. There's a little bit of pressure being put on Arsenal as they have to go back towards their defence. And now that's a bit of a loose ball, and Ceballos is the guilty party this time. Milner takes a throw. Milner seems to have recovered from that little altercation he had with Nicolas Pepe a few moments ago. He did go down clutching his what appeared to be his ankle. He seems to have ran it off as Alexander-Arnold has possession on the far right side for Liverpool. Salah comes deep for this one, and he goes back towards Alexander-Arnold, who finds Phillips on the edge of his own penalty area. Now with Alisson. Moment. Neither team is really setting the world alight with their play. With a defensive aspect, I think both managers would be happy. They're not allowing much at them, but attacking aspect, they won't be happy with what they've seen so far. Switch of play from Thiago from right to left, finds Robertson. He heads this ball down and controls and finds Milner. Milner back towards Robertson. Pepe facing him up, back inside to Milner, who's got plenty of time and space. Now Fabinho. Fabinho finds Thiago. Thiago finds Firmino, who's dropped deep for this one, in the number 9 position. Now it's with Thiago again. So again, clips one out towards this near left side. Milner, Robertson, back to Milner. It's a bit side to side at the moment. There's just banks of red and white shirts in front of this Liverpool side as they're patiently trying to work the openings, and then, well, they're just being frustrated into trying something a little bit too intricate because Arsenal have won the ball back. They're still inside their own defensive third. They're inside their own box now as Gabriel just puts his left foot through this one up towards halfway. Lacazette beaten into the air though by Phillips, and Tierney a bit of defending to do, but he gives it back towards Leno, takes a touch, and Sadio Mane is bearing down. Gabriel then tries to scoop it out towards his left side. Arsenal trying to play out from the back, and they've just about given away possession. They eventually have. Liverpool have it midway through Arsenal's half, and Phillips is told to go back towards halfway though. Kabak is waiting. Now it's with Robertson again. The Scot looks up and finds Phillips towards his right. Now it's with Alexander-Arnold, just a few yards in from that right touchline. Now Thiago, Fabinho, bang on the centre circle spot. Robertson, back to Phillips. There's just not any sort of creativity at the moment in either of these two sides as Alexander-Arnold attempts to sort of reverse the ball down the line, but it's been cleared away up to halfway. Liverpool will just get possession back though. They'll try to come again. Fabinho to Thiago once more. Thiago then in towards the feet of Firmino. Salah, then he tries a ball towards Sadio Mane, who was around the edge of the area. That ball's been cleared away by Chambers. It'll go out for a throw for Liverpool though, on the far right side of the field, around 10 or so yards back from that right corner flag. 19 minutes almost on the clock. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Alexander-Arnold still has not thrown this ball. Does eventually, finds Thiago just down the line. Further down the line is Phillips, and again just worked in field. This time it's Kabak. Kabak had a little scamper forward. Milner filled his position, and then Milner does have possession now. Cross towards Phillips. Now it's with Firmino. Firmino tries to play a first-time ball over the top to find Salah. Salah then volleys it back towards Alexander-Arnold. Low ball into the penalty area is cleared behind, and it will be a corner kick. Gabriel saying that when he was trying to stop that from going for a corner, that he was caught, but nothing given, and Liverpool are taking this corner quickly. They've whipped one in now towards the far post. It's headed up into the air by Holding, and that's behind for another corner for Liverpool. I think they'll probably just delay this one and they'll just take it direct and into the penalty area, just trying to catch Arsenal out there, which they momentarily did with that short corner. Alexander-Arnold though standing over this one. It'll be right-footed outswinging delivery. Left arm goes up. Now the ball is delivered in towards the near post, headed away by Lacazette, picked up by Milner. Milner then distributes it back out to Alexander-Arnold, chests it down, then he drills a low ball in, but rather scuffs it into the floor. That one's being cleared out of play by Partey. A Liverpool throw on that far right side of the field, but at the moment Arsenal's defence is holding strong and firm. 20 minutes, nearly 21 minutes into this game, and neither keeper's had anything to do yet, which is a little bit disappointing from these two sides. As Sadio Mane now with possession down the left-hand side of the field, tries to find a through ball for Robertson, who'd made a little dart inside of him. Deflects back to Mane. Mane now trying to go down the line. He's faced up though against Pepe. It's a big job that Pepe's got in this game. Mane gets away from him slightly, tries to drill a ball in towards the far side of the box. It's cleared away. Lacazette does well to hold it up. Then Partey tries to spring clear with possession. Finds Ceballos now, the Spaniard. The ball towards Odegaard. Odegaard diving in for a challenge with Fabinho. Fabinho showing really good strength to hold off Odegaard and then Ceballos. And the referee's going to wave play on because Liverpool have possession. Fabinho is maybe just caught around his ankle and his legs there. Really good strength just to hold off two Arsenal players there. As Milner has possession on halfway, goes across towards Phillips, and Phillips just over halfway comes forward. 61% possession for Liverpool in this opening 21.5 minutes. Seen plenty of the ball, but doing a great deal with it, to be quite honest. But Arsenal aren't doing much with the 39% that they've had. Now a long ball from the centre-back, then Kabak finds Alexander-Arnold. Lovely first touch, low ball into the penalty area, looking for Salah, twisting and turning. He's eventually just wrestled away from the ball. Now it's cleared up towards halfway. Phillips, though, does really well. Phillips looks like he's fouled. Then Lacazette's gone down, clutching his face as if he's been caught by a flailing arm, potentially, from the Liverpool centre-back. And, well, players stopped. The referee's given a free kick, I think, towards Arsenal. We'll have a look at this one, of course, on VAR. The wrestling for this one, wow, but there's absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing in that. He gets the point of the elbow, just catches him just a little bit, sort of brushes the top side of his head on the left there. And I have to say, it's not any sort of card for him. He's got a little bit of claret, actually. I could be being a bit harsh. He's got a little bit of blood coming out. There's the corner of his left eye. So he was caught by the point of the elbow, but Lacazette went down holding his entire face. I'm sure Lacazette's probably going to have to go off and get that seen. Maybe not, has he not? Yeah, he has eventually seen it now. There's the blood is coming down a little bit more. So you just have to go off now with Lacazette and just get that seen too. There's no real malice in that challenge. It was just a collision, really. I think rightly so that. Okay, it was a free kick to Arsenal, but nothing more given by the referee, Stuart Atwell. Which was the right decision. You've got to be able to challenge in football, and it is a contact sport, and injuries like that can happen. Well, it's still Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. To be quite honest, there's no real signs that this one will change anytime soon. Both teams are struggling to get things going in the final third. You'd say it's a one-up for the defences for both of them, and Partey and Fabinho respectively playing well for their sides, just in front of the back fours. There was sort of one incident a few moments ago when Lacazette was caught by the point of the elbow of Nathaniel Phillips. There was no malice. It was just a bit of a coming together when they were wrestling for the ball when it went loose, and Lacazette has had to go off and get a bit of treatment there, a bit of claret coming around the left-hand side of his eye. But we are struggling for any sort of attacking chances at the moment. Both keepers have had nothing to do. It's 0-0. Pepe is trying to run the ball clear now for Arsenal down this right-hand side, but he's been robbed of possession this time by Milner. Milner plays it back down the line in towards the feet of Robertson. Now Robertson goes inside towards Fabinho, and the Reds will just look to play this one. Again, it's a bit side to side. Doesn't seem like there's any clear plan on how they're going to try and attack against this Arsenal team at the moment. As trying to just work it down that right side a little bit further, but they can't. That one's been cleared away. Well, Arsenal managed to boot the ball clear, but there's absolutely no one up there. Of course, Lacazette is still off the field of play, getting a little bit of treatment. Just seeing Diogo Jota getting warmed up on the side as well. Camera's just panning towards him. I don't think I've seen any sort of injury for anyone. I think it'd just be just a normal bit of warm-up that they will do. 25 minutes into the game, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Lacazette is back on the field of play yet, and yes, he is actually. He's just in the middle there as the ball is out towards his right. So now, like his respective keeper Bern Leno, have had absolutely nothing to do in this opening half so far. As Phillips just sort of scoops one upfield and manages to find Milner, who's done well to hold off Ceballos. Now with Fabinho, works out towards the left, and Robertson's got a bit of space to run into now. He delivers a ball into the penalty area looking for Salah. There's a little bit too much on that one. Tierney now is battling away with Salah, but Salah's got more pace and strength than him. Lovely little reverse ball for Alexander-Arnold. Tries to jink his way into the box, pulls it back for Milner, cross into the area where Mane was, and he gets a header, and it's on target. So get the fireworks out there, get the champagne and pop it, because we've had a shot on target, but it was an easy one for Leno to save. That's a little bit better. Just had to try and get so much power on that one with the angle of it. Mane had to sort of move his head and try and generate so much pace on it. might have actually taken a little flick on its way through as well, which took even more pace off that one. As Liverpool are coming forward again though. Fabinho, Salah on the edge of the area. Tries to run this one clear. Finds Aubameyang. Aubameyang though is giving it away though, and Fabinho now is nipped in and run the ball. He gets towards the byline, delivers a ball into the box and looking for Firmino. Gabriel heads it away. Then a volley comes in from Alexander-Arnold, which is blocked on the edge of the area. It's squirmed its way out towards Aubameyang. Now inside towards Lacazette. Lacazette, great hold-up play by the Frenchman. But Odegaard is beaten to that one. He was rather waiting for the pass to come towards him. Alexander-Arnold slides in and wins possession back. We'll start again for Liverpool. As Kabak finds Robertson on the halfway line. This near side, he exchanges passes with Milner, then goes towards Kabak, and now it's with Phillips. Phillips across towards Thiago, was in a very deep position. Then he tries to spring a ball downfield, looking for Salah, but Gabriel has got good strength there. Just holds off Salah, ushers that ball behind, and it will be a goal kick to Arsenal. There's plenty action coming up tomorrow's way, by the way, in the Premier League. At midday, Southampton take on Burnley. At 2:05, Newcastle United take on Tottenham Hotspur at St James's Park. At Villa Park at 4:30, Aston Villa take on Fulham. The Villains hoping to have their talismanic captain Jack Grealish back in the starting 11. And at 7:30, at Old Trafford, Manchester United take on Brighton and Hove Albion. As this goal kick will be taken now by Leno, long downfield to the right-hand side. Chambers wins a little flick on, but Pepe can't get to it ahead of Robertson. Now Kabak goes back towards Alisson. A couple touches in his area. He plays a long flat ball upfield, and it's headed on by Partey, but it's into the path of Mane. Mane is running through now. He tries to find Salah at the far post. It's missed by the Egyptian, and Gabriel just manages to smash a ball clear. Well, that was nearly gifted towards Liverpool there. Thomas Partey with his attempted header from that flat ball upfield by Alisson. It just flicked, skimmed off the top of his head and straight into the path of Sadio Mane. Fair play to the Senegalese, who maybe read that one and thought he could get on to the end of this. I think again he probably should have just tried to bear down on goal a little bit more there, Sadio Mane, instead of going for the early ball looking for Salah. Gabriel did it just enough to make a nuisance of himself, and I think actually may have just got a little toe on it, and Chambers goes back towards Leno. Leno then just floats this one downfield. Fabinho with absolutely sensational control just traps that one, gives the ball back towards Kabak, and now Phillips inside to Fabinho again, just inside his own half. Fabinho finds the ball towards Firmino. The Brazilian now finds Mane just ahead of him. Mane, lovely little bit of turn by him, trying to make himself some space. Oh, then he tries too much and falls over. Loses his balance, and Arsenal have the ball back. It's Pepe. Pepe, though, he's been challenged well, and Firmino's got it as he comes towards the edge of the penalty area. Firmino opens up the angle. Right-footed shot comes in, and it's a fizzing effort. That goes wide of the post, though. He didn't get the curl, the bend that he wanted on it. But Nicolas Pepe, he was challenged really strongly and well by Andy Robertson. Firmino opened up the space around the edge of the area on his right foot, and it just struck across the ball, which means that it was going away from the post. He never started it on target. As he sort of hit down and across on it, just sliced the ball away from the post. But it's a little bit better from Liverpool. They are looking a lot more threatening than Arsenal are, although neither side has looked particularly convincing in the final third. But the Reds are showing a little bit of willingness to come forward. Arsenal haven't really done that yet. Barely seen anything in an attacking aspect of Aubameyang, Odegaard, Pepe or Lacazette. I feel with those four players on that they could have carved out some sort of half opportunity, but they haven't. 31 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Throw in taken by Liverpool on halfway. Back towards Kabak now. He's under no pressure, just allowed to turn and go back towards Robertson. Robertson to Kabak. Cross towards Phillips, back to Kabak now on the left edge of his own penalty area. Now Robertson just hugging the touchline. Again he goes back towards Kabak, and now Phillips. Phillips brings it forward, low ball up towards halfway to find Salah. Salah now trying to turn away from Tierney, finds Thiago. Thiago back towards Phillips. Phillips across towards Kabak. Kabak now finds Firmino just ahead of him, just drops the ball down for him. Now a diagonal ball by Fabinho looking for Salah. The header's won by Tierney though into the path of Aubameyang. Aubameyang now trying to turn and go down the line. His little attempted ball around the corner is blocked by Alexander-Arnold, but Arsenal do still have possession. It's Partey now on the edge of his own box. Finds Holding with Mane ahead of him and blocking any sort of notable pass. Goes back towards Leno, who just boots a long ball downfield looking for Pepe. Beaten in the air again though by Robertson. Milner picks up the scraps and safety first goes back towards his goalkeeper Alisson, and Liverpool will be able to start again. 32 minutes gone, still goalless then at the Emirates between Arsenal and Liverpool. What may have thought this would have been a more open and free scoring game, to be quite honest, but it turned out to be that way as Ceballos now has possession for Arsenal. He goes back towards Gabriel. Gabriel then finds Leno. Leno then one touch and right-footed upfield looking for Lacazette. Lacazette beaten in the air though by Phillips. Ball only drops towards Odegaard though. Gets a little volley pass out to Tierney. Tierney now over halfway on that far left side. Tierney looks up, tries to thread a through ball. It's a lovely through ball as well to Aubameyang, just towards the byline, looking for a bit of support to come. Tries to get the ball onto his right foot for a shot. Digs out across towards a far post. Pepe with a header, and he can't generate the power that is needed. But it is a shot on target for Arsenal. It's a very tame one at that, and it would have been chalked off anyway, because looking at that again, Aubameyang is a full body's width offside. But of course, the officials, the line officials, they are told to keep their flag down until, well, if they're not sure, then VAR will look at it and have a check, which is exactly what they should do. That's the correct way, the correct procedure. But yeah, that's not going to count as a shot on target now for Arsenal then, so they're still to test Alisson. As Milner has the ball on the edge of his own box, right-footed, turns it up towards halfway where Salah is waiting, and he holds off Tierney. Now Salah tries a through ball looking for Mane. That's a good interception though by Holding. Now Arsenal have it on halfway. Pepe's had his ankles tapped there by Kabak, and the referee spotted that. We'll give a free kick to Arsenal just over halfway. Rob Holding, a couple of crucial interceptions in this game. They get turned rather easily though at the opening sort of 10 minutes by Sadio Mane, but he seemed to have recovered from that okay. As Arsenal have gone back towards the goalkeeper Leno. Leno happy just to hold on to it. No real pressure coming on from Liverpool. Eventually Partey then just scoops one out towards the left-hand side of the box where Gabriel is waiting. His ball upfield is intercepted, but only temporarily. Then Ceballos gives it away, and then Liverpool have it again. It's Alexander-Arnold down that right-hand side. He's bearing down into the penalty area. Low ball cut back for Milner. Right-footed shot, and he's put it wide. The left post is Milner. Well, that is the best opportunity that we've had of this opening half so far. The clearest sight of goal that we have had in the game, and it's come for Liverpool. It's come for Milner. Lovely sort of play there by Liverpool to get the ball back. They were harassing Arsenal to make a mistake, and they did. Alexander-Arnold, lovely cut back towards Milner. He's just inside the box as well, and right-footed. He tries to just sort of feed it into the far corner, wrap his right foot around it and guide it into the corner. He's got too much bend on it. Bernd Leno was beaten. He was sprawling to his right-hand side, but he would have got nowhere near if that had gone inside a post. But as it is, it's gone on the wrong side of it, and it's still Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0, as we're into under 10 minutes until the break now. Probably get a minute maybe of added time, as long as there's no more sort of injuries that happen, or big stoppages. As Arsenal have a throw down this right side as Chambers goes back down the line towards Holding. Holding finds Leno. Leno now to Gabriel, who turns away from the edge of his own box. Gabriel then pumps the ball forward, looking for Aubameyang. It's far too easy though to deal with. Alisson though coming outside his own area, takes a touch and then goes into his own box and just dives on the ball. Sporting naughty moustache there as Alisson, as a long ball downfield then looking for Sadio Mane. Leno comes out of his box, and now Tierney has to sort of scuff a little volley inside towards Ceballos. They've got away with that one. Don't know why Leno was coming all the way outside his area there. It was going to be covered by Gabriel, but Liverpool have the ball back just over halfway. Fabinho finds Milner. Milner turns and finds Alexander-Arnold. He in turn then goes for a crossfield switch of play, looking for Robertson, but Pepe's there to cushion a header towards Holding. He takes a touch and then smashes a ball at field, straight towards Phillips though. Now Milner, Thiago, Thiago then just drops a little ball into the path of Kabak. Kabak over halfway, goes and finds Thiago again to his left-hand side. Spaniard then just a little jink of the feet then, finds Milner. Cross towards Phillips, back infield towards Milner then. And now Thiago again. It is a bit sideways at the moment from Liverpool. I have to say, like a lot of this first half has been played. Now Milner tries an ambitious ball over the top of the defence, headed away by Tierney. It'll be brought down though by Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold then volleys it back towards Milner on halfway. Milner exchanges passes with Thiago. Now he finds Kabak. Kabak in turn goes towards Robertson. Robertson scampers in field. He's under a little bit of pressure from Pepe, but gets the pass away towards Phillips. Phillips then tries a little turn, does find Thiago. Under slight pressure from Ceballos. Now it's with Kabak. Kabak down the line towards Mane. Mane, lovely play as he goes around Chambers then, and he goes down Mane, but nothing. He's given no free kick. Arsenal tried to then switch the play from right to left cross field, but Aubameyang has beaten to it. Actually flicks off his toe last and will be a throw to Liverpool, which they've taken quickly. Chambers, by the way, was beckoning Mane to get back to his feet then, having what he thought went down a little bit too easily. That challenge, I have to say, I think Mane tried to just dart in between two Arsenal defenders, and he was waiting for a bit of contact which never came, but he went over. And maybe the referee will have a word with the Senegalese for potential dive, not too sure. We've got 7 minutes per stoppage time to go until the break. Still Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Fabinho now finds Thiago. Thiago to Milner. Milner then is, well, he's barged off the ball there, and then a sliding challenge comes in on Milner, this time from Tierney. Will be a free kick, and the referee is going to let Kieran Tierney off with this one. Maybe a little bit lucky there. Milner's just having a little word to the referee. Liverpool skipper to say, not quite sure you got that one right with maybe not booking him. It was a hefty challenge though from the Scot on the Englishman. Going to see this free kick attempt. It's from deep on that right hand side, but it's a good angle for the right foot of Alexander-Arnold to try and get some pace and some whip on it. Get one in towards the far post. Kabak is lurking at the far stick as well, and Chambers has sort of got half an eye on him as this one does come in, looking for Kabak at the far post, but Leno comes out and punches that one. Superman punch with two fists, and now Pepe is trying to bring this one clear for Arsenal. Pepe, ball in field looking for Odegaard. It's just way over hip. It's easily intercepted by Phillips, who just clears it out for a throw in on this right hand side for Arsenal, which they take, but just a little bit too rushed by Arsenal, but the passes just aren't quite right. Either overhit or misplaced, and just not got anything going in an attacking aspect in this opening 40 minutes of the game. Still 0-0 though. That's the saving grace Mikel Arteta and his side can take from this, as Partey plays a lovely ball out towards Chambers on the right side. Now he finds Pepe just ahead of him. Pepe goes back and rolls the ball in towards his own half for Holding. Holding just holds it and finds Ceballos. Holding again, cross towards Gabriel. Gabriel's got a little bit of space to run into now. He feeds the ball towards the feet of Tierney. Tierney then goes back towards Gabriel. Comes over halfway. Gabriel goes for a diagonal switch of play, but straight into the path of Robertson. His volleys clearance upfield only finds Chambers though. Now it's with Odegaard. Odegaard down this right flank finds Pepe just ahead of him. Pepe now onto his left foot, just lays it back down the line for Chambers. Chambers then in turn goes inside towards Ceballos, who goes further infield towards Partey. Partey then working his way out towards the left side, but just sort of cuts it back towards the halfway line where Gabriel's waiting. Ceballos now with Holding out towards Odegaard, who's taken up a position on this right side now, and Odegaard gesturing for Pepe to come short for him. Partey with a lovely turn in the middle of the pitch. Now he finds Lacazette. Now Odegaard tries a little through ball there for Aubameyang. Aubameyang goes down on the edge of the area, appealing for a free kick. I think he just slipped really, and the referee in turn agrees, because the Gabon international's told to get back on his feet as Liverpool trying to turn defence into attack, and Salah just lets the ball roll across his body. Gabriel is up against him, but Salah now onto his left foot, edge of the area. Little back heel for the onrushing Milner. Milner delivers one towards the far post. It's a little bit overhit though. Robertson will keep it in play. He now delivers a first time ball into the area, headed away by Holding. Now Chambers, and Arsenal should just be able to deal with this one. Pepe now trying to run it clear. Fabinho slides across, puts the ball out of play, but gives away a throw. Wasn't good enough, and Robertson was a little better, but straight towards an Arsenal player who was just waiting on the edge of his own 6-yard box. Just wondering if the referee was getting a word from VAR, because it was taking a while to take this throw, and he does eventually take it and throws it back towards Holding. One touch in towards the feet of Leno. Leno out towards Tierney. Tierney puts his right foot through this one up towards halfway. Phillips, though, well, controls it superbly with his right thigh. And Liverpool have the ball back as Robertson finds Fabinho. Fabinho to Kabak. Again, it's just short, simple passing by Liverpool. Arsenal have got everyone inside their own half at the moment. Fabinho turns and goes towards Phillips to his right-hand side. Phillips now comes into Arsenal's half. He then goes back towards Fabinho. Back to Phillips. Now towards Thiago. Thiago, though, he's had his pocket picked, but Partey's little foot in only goes towards the Liverpool player and Phillips in. Liverpool have it back now with Alisson. Phillips, now Fabinho. Back towards Alisson inside his own box. Takes a touch and then just delivers a long ball upfield. Out towards the right side looking for Salah. It's a brilliant hold-up play by Salah, who looked like he had his right arm pulled away from him, and he did. The referee's given a free kick. That's 2 now for Tierney, so he'll have to be careful. The referee could be marking the Scots card. Oh, just wait a minute, because the referee's actually going over. I'm not sure if something's been said here. Or has Tierney gone down? Well, the cameras are just panning towards the sidelines now. Looks like that is Eddie Nketiah who are panning to, but Tierney has actually gone down. It's his left leg. The physio's doing a bit of work on it at the moment. There's a little shake of the head from Tierney as well. He wasn't really, I mean, he was the one that gave away the foul against Salah, but he was only just sort of pulling at the right arm. He's just flexing the leg and then putting out straight again. It's always a worry when there's no real contact in the challenge and you feel that something is just tweaked a little bit. Certainly the knee is where the physio was looking at. Just trying to see if there's going to be any sort of signal made by the physio then that he will have to come off or he'll be able to stay on. It's like he's trying to stretch out cramp at the minute. See replays now of Tierney in the challenge. It's a little bit earlier on. Ooh, well, I mean, that was ages ago actually. It was a challenge when he went in with Milner. When Milner, the weight did go on the left knee of Tierney a little bit, and I think Tierney, that might be his game run, because Aubameyang's just given him a little pat on the back of the head. Tierney's trying to walk off, and I think that's it. Yep, Tierney, his head goes into his shirt. He's deliberately staying on the pitch, I think, so they can try and get a replacement ready, a substitute to come on. But I think this could be the end of Kieran Tierney's night, to be quite honest. He's trying to put some weight on it. Yeah, and Tierney is walking off despondently, I have to say. And this will be the end of Tierney's evening. Yeah, gets the shake of the hands from Lacazette. So Kieran Tierney coming off. I would presume it would be Cedric Suarez or Hector Bellerin. It looks like it is Cedric Suarez that has been given the nod there. Portuguese, former Southampton man. He'll be coming onto the field of play, and I presume just slots in at left back. He can play both full-back positions. That is a blow for Arsenal. For Kieran Tierney, who's been a solid performer from at the back this season, but he has had an injury played time since joining the Gunners. Unfortunately, he's having to go off in this first half. They'll be hoping, Arsenal, that's nothing too severe, and that he's just maybe slightly tweaked something. But with the knee, which what it looks to be, you're never sure. Could be ligaments. We won't speculate as Cedric is on the field of play now. This has taken us to just over 46 minutes now, so 2 minutes to put up on the board. I think we'll probably play to about 48 as Pepe has possession now for Arsenal. Cedric, first thing that he does is play a lovely ball at field towards Aubameyang, and he can get the ball out of his feet and have a run now at this Liverpool defence. Now he just plays it further ahead of him. Low ball comes into the penalty area, looking for Odegaard and Lacazette. It's right in the middle of them as Milner just skies a ball out towards that far side, where Thiago's doing his best to try and win the ball, but it's actually come off him last, and it will be a throw-in to the Gunners. Cedric will come over and take. Yes. Portuguese in his second action since coming on. The first was a lovely little chip ball down the line for Aubameyang, I have to say. Cedric goes short. That was a foul throw, surely. Nothing given, though, as Cedric gets it back from Aubameyang. Now the Gabon has it back. Now Cedric again. It's all tight quarters down that side at the moment. Cedric is trying to work his way inside to get a bit of space. Now a ball is delivered high into the penalty area, looking for Pepe at the far stick. The ball bounces down, but it's into the grateful arms of Alisson, and now he bowls one underarm out towards Robertson on this left-hand side. Robertson then is trying to charge forward, but just holds on to possession. Liverpool happy to play this one around the midfield at the moment. Firmino, now Robertson over halfway. The Scot looks up and just goes inside towards Milner. Milner thought about the switch of play. Instead, he just turns back and goes down the line for Robertson. Now Mane. Mane tries to flick a little ball inside. Then he sort of dives at a challenge with holding. Does well, actually, though. But the little attempted ball into the box is headed away by Chambers. Out for a throw for Liverpool on this left-hand side. We've had 3 minutes of added time now. Mentioned we had already had a minute, though, but Tierney was down for a lot of that as Liverpool take this throw, and the referee does blow for half-time then. So it has not been a classic between these two sides, and some big half-time team talks will be needed from both Mikel Arteta and Jurgen Klopp. At the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool, and I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Cedric Soares. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool, and I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Cedric Soares. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool, and I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Cedric Soares. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool, and I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Cedric Soares. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool, and I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Cedric Soares. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, the Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post. Just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And after has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time at the Emirates, and it's goalless between Arsenal and Liverpool. And I have to say, it's been a pretty shoddy first 45 minutes between these two sides. The best chance has fallen for the away side, though, Liverpool, when Alexander-Arnold cut a lovely ball back for James Milner just inside the box, and right-footed first time he puts his effort wide of the left-hand post, just too much bend on it. For Arsenal, the biggest worry is that Tierney has gone off injured. They're appearing to have a left knee injury, so he's been replaced by Ceballos. But at the break, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Well, it's a very warm welcome back to our unofficial off-tube studio commentary of this Premier League encounter. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 at the break, and we're back underway then for the second half. Arsenal in their red and white shirts, white shorts and red socks are going from right to left in this second 45. Liverpool in the opposite direction in their sort of a greeny/blue colour. The only change made in that first half, Tierney going off injured in stoppage time, replaced by Ceballos. It doesn't look like there's been any alterations made by the managers at the break then. So the two lineups, it's Leno in goal, then it's Cedric, Gabriel, Holding and Chambers at the back for Arsenal, Ceballos and Partey, Aubameyang, Odegaard, Pepe and Lacazette. As for Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, then it's Robertson, Kabak, Phillips and Alexander-Arnold, Milner, Fabinho, Thiago, Mane, Firmino and Salah. As we've had a minute of this second half, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. It's myself, James Mason, taking you through this second half. As Aubameyang finds Cedric, attempted a little back heel inside by the Portuguese, doesn't work, but Arsenal have won the ball out the field again. It's Cedric once more, faced up against Alexander-Arnold and Thiago. It finds a ball towards Aubameyang. Now Cedric goes back down the line all the way towards Gabriel. Gabriel inside then towards Ceballos. Ceballos then exchanges passes and works the ball further out towards that right-hand side. Now it's with Pepe. Pepe trying to turn away from Kabak, just plays the ball back down the line towards Ceballos. Now it's with Partey again. Partey towards Odegaard. Back to Ceballos. A few players for both sides that didn't really get involved in that first half enough. His switch of play by Arsenal doesn't quite work as Cedric's header can only find its way towards Alexander-Arnold. And now the Englishman then, he in turn tries a diagonal ball forward looking for Sadio Mane, but he's been beaten in the air by Chambers. Chambers then gets it back as he heads it forward once more, but Liverpool have the ball back out the field. It's Robertson to Mane, and then is brought down by Callum Chambers. Referee Stuart Atwell gives the free kick. Mikel Arteta not happy with what he's just seen from his Arsenal side, but there's just not enough snap from both teams at the moment, not enough bite in their play. As Phillips finds Salah. Salah first time layoff towards Firmino. Now it's Thiago. Midway through Arsenal's half, finds Salah once more. The Egyptian just holds it for a few seconds and finds Thiago. Thiago now tries to wiggle his way forward. Alexander-Arnold he looks for, and it gets caught under the Englishman's feet. But as the ball ricochets back towards halfway, Salah is there to mop up. Finds the ball inside towards Phillips. Phillips goes to Kabak, who in turn just finds Alisson, who's on the edge of his own penalty area. Phillips once more. Cross towards Kabak, his centre-back partner. Now it's with Robertson. Robertson in towards the feet of Firmino, who turns nicely and then feeds it out towards Alexander-Arnold. He tries to play a ball over the top of the defence, looking for Mane, and he almost finds the Senegalese, but it's Rob Holding who just comes across and sticks a big left boot on this one and out for a throw for Liverpool. As Alexander-Arnold finds Thiago. Thiago inside towards Fabinho. Midway through Liverpool's half. Finds Mane, who's come short for this one. Now he turns with the ball. Looks up as the Senegalese, and he does have Robertson trying to lurk on that far side, and he's under a little bit of pressure. He's battling away then with Ceballos, and the referee is going to give a free kick towards Liverpool. We thought Mane got a little bit lucky there because he just dallied in possession for a bit too long. As this free kick is taken short, Milner out towards Robertson on that left touchline. Now inside towards Fabinho, back to Robertson on the overlap. Lovely ball low in towards the near post, but he was holding in the right place at the right time to clear the ball away. Not out of play though, as Liverpool still have possession on that far side of the field. It's back towards halfway though, where Kabak finds Phillips. Phillips then low ball in towards the feet of Alexander-Arnold ahead of him. He plays a first time ball back towards Thiago. He then switches it from right to left and finds Kabak. Kabak towards Robertson. Robertson back to Kabak, and across the field of play again. Very, very similar pattern to the first half. This is lots of possession for Liverpool, but they can't break Arsenal down as things stand. I have to say, a point doesn't really do much for either side in terms of their aspirations of qualifying for Europe for next season. Liverpool with this point, they stay 7th. They do close the gap to Chelsea in 4th to 4 points, but there's still the likes of Tottenham and West Ham ahead of them who have a game in hand on Liverpool. As attempted outside of the right football by Thiago is cleared away by Gabriel. As Kabak wins it back on halfway. As for Arsenal, they'll stay 9th, 43 points. They'll still be 4 adrift of Liverpool. There'll be 5 adrift of Spurs in 6th, and 8 adrift of Chelsea in 4th. You feel like one of these teams has got to try and go and get the win in this game. As Phillips plays a ball down the line towards Salah. Again, it's really good hold-up play by the Egyptian. Looks like he's caught there. The referee isn't waving play on, but Liverpool do still have the ball. It's Thiago back on halfway, just plays it inside towards Kabak. Kabak then finds Fabinho. 51 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary as Salah once more tries to come forward. He has a shot from distance, a speculative effort from around 40 yards, which is deflected back to him. Liverpool will again recycle the ball as Thiago switches it from right to left out towards Robertson. Robertson then finds Firmino, the Brazilian little turn there, good footwork, finds Milner. Now back to Fabinho. Now Phillips once more. Phillips then absolutely fires a ball into Thiago. Brilliant first time left to Alexander-Arnold. Low ball into the box for Salah. One touch and he can't get his shot away. As the ball is cleared. Not very far though as Thiago has it back. Now Liverpool coming forward again. Thiago tries to fire a ball horizontal from himself, but that one's deflected and all the way into the path of Leno in the box. That's a bit better from Liverpool. Great first time layoff by Thiago. Lovely ball into the box from Alexander-Arnold, but Salah just trying to place a shot through the legs of Gabriel, who just did enough to make sure there wasn't that gap as it hits his right knee, and eventually the ball was cleared away. It is still that same pattern as the first half. Liverpool dominating possession in this game, but still unable to break the deadlock. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Not a lot has changed in this second half then, as Liverpool have got the bulk of the ball, but just struggling to get past this Arsenal defence at the moment that are holding firm. There was sort of half an opportunity a few moments ago when Alexander-Arnold put a low ball into the box for Salah. He has one touch, but he just tries to feed it through the legs of Gabriel with a placed effort, but it hit the defender's right knee and the ball was cleared away. Arsenal are doing absolutely nothing in an attacking aspect at the moment in this game, and maybe some changes needed by Mikel Arteta, but it's still Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. As Phillips has the ball on halfway, finds Firmino. Firmino to Thiago. Thiago across towards Tierney. Sorry, Cedric. So ball upfield is cleared away. Odegaard now finds Lacazette. Lacazette's first time layoff is really poor, and then there's a bit of a late challenge that comes in from Dani Ceballos. And I think this could be one too many for the referee Stuart Atwell, although I'm not sure. Have to wait and see. He might just be calming this down. This could be the very last warning, and then the next challenge for whoever it is will be the unlucky one, I think, to get themselves a yellow card. Yeah, Stuart Atwell has let Dani Ceballos off for that one, and what was a bit of a clumsy late challenge. Free kick is taken short by Fabinho towards Robertson. Fabinho back towards Thiago, and I mean, Liverpool, having had a free kick just over midway through Arsenal's half, have now played it all the way back towards Alisson, who was just outside his own penalty area. Don't really understand that, to be quite honest. As Alisson finds Kabak. Kabak then looks up and squares it towards Phillips, back towards Alisson, one touch, and under pressure plays a low ball towards Robertson, back to Kabak. Milner, Robertson, little triangle passing there, but the ball upfield is intercepted by Holding. He was stronger in the challenge than against Sadio Mane. Now with field. Now, Cedric isn't great, but that's good footwork by the Portuguese, who manages to get himself away, scamper away from Thiago as well. That's a nice ball upfield then towards Pepe on the right hand side. Overlapping run then from Chambers. Ball comes in, hits Robertson though. And then the Scot manages to get the ball towards Kabak. He half clears it upfield though, but Liverpool have managed to win possession back, having given it away. And now they're turning defence into attack as Salah comes forward down this right-hand side. Salah tries to go past Gabriel, who stood firm. He didn't fall for the nutmeg. He wins the ball back, and that's really good defending by the Arsenal centre-back, as the Gunners have possession inside their own half. Now Partey scoops one down that left-hand side. Alexander-Arnold though can just step in, head it back towards Alisson, and Liverpool will start again. As Robertson finds Milner inside towards Fabinho, allowed to turn, and then halfway, don't know what that was from Fabinho, as he plays one out towards the left side. It's over everybody's head. There's not a teammate within 15 yards of that, if not more. It's out for a throw for Arsenal on that far side of the field. We're going to see Mohamed El Neni in just a few moments' time. I would be surprised if this is not Dani Ceballos that is going off, because the Spaniard hasn't done a great deal, and he may be on his last warning with the referee before potentially going in the book. As Liverpool have the ball now with Salah into the penalty area for Firmino, and he tries to square the ball for a couple of teammates, but Arsenal have got enough bodies in the way. Now it's with Callum Chambers, who turns and just smashes the ball down the line. Great chest though from Kabak, who manages to get the ball out of his feet and go back towards his goalkeeper Alisson. Alisson then eventually just plays a long ball upfield, but straight towards the feet of Chambers, who takes a touch and goes back to his goalkeeper Leno. Though I think the offside flag may have gone up anyway against Sadio Mane there, which it did, and instead take a free kick, which they go short. We're going to have to take... Oh, actually, they're going to see this change made first. I did wonder why they were made to take that free kick once again, but you're going to see the change, and it will be Dani Ceballos that is going off for Arsenal. Maybe just some fresher legs, a bit more energy. Ceballos doesn't seem that disgruntled going off, but I don't think he'd be very happy. I have to say he's not done enough really to keep his place on the field of play. There's a few candidates he could have taken off if Arteta was going to go a little bit more attacking. He's got Eddie Nketiah on the bench. He's got Willian. He's got Martinelli. He's not gone for any of those players yet, as Arsenal again come a little bit short trying to play the ball out of play, and then Lacazette is caught ever so slightly. Thiago is going to go, well, not into the book, but he's going to be reprimanded by the referee as the free kick is given. We're going to see Diogo Jota very, very shortly as well. Lacazette is still down, actually. So he's been in the wars today, Lacazette. Caught in the first half in the corner of his eye, which he's got a little bit of a plaster on. Yeah, it's not great from Thiago. Studs go on the top of Lacazette's foot. It will be a painful one. Lacazette gets away without a booking, though. 58 minutes gone, just over. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Lovely switcher play by the Gunners. Finds Chambers. Chambers, though, tries a little bit too much and is beaten to the punch. But then Pepe comes in, but then he can't keep the ball in, although it did come off a Liverpool player last in Mane. Throw into Arsenal on that far side of the field, just over halfway. Chambers will take it. I would suspect Jota, when he comes on, it will be for Roberto Firmino, who's not done a great deal in this game. If you look at the top three, he's done the less amount of work and been involved less than Mane and Salah. And Arsenal can strive to give away possession to a Liverpool throw-in on this near side. They go back towards Alisson. Alisson has just gone to a standstill. He's just got the ball resting against his legs on the edge of his own box. Eventually he finds Milner. He wasn't under any pressure. Arsenal didn't bother closing him down. He could have stayed there for the whole rest of this game, as Alisson takes another short ball towards Milner. Again, just holds on to possession inside his own box, gets it back from Fabinho. Alisson once more. Nice ball out towards Milner. Milner then just launches one forward looking for Sadio Mane, but it's been intercepted by Holding now with Gabriel. Gabriel then trying to weave his way forward. Is there a free kick there? Yes, says the referees. Fabinho is adjudged to have just pulled Martin Odegaard down to the floor. Free kick given, and we will see this change made now. Just about bang on the half-hour mark. It's actually going to be Andy Robertson who is going off here. Well, that was a slight change. Didn't expect that one, but Andy Robertson going off. I would suspect James Milner will go into that left-back position if they're going to keep with a flat back four, which I would presume they would. But Robertson's off, and Diogo Jota, the Portuguese, is on. But just keep an eye on there on where Milner's position is going to. But it's Aubameyang now for Arsenal. A little inside ball towards Cedric into the box. They're right-footed striking. Well, it's on target, and it's a first save for Alisson to make in this game. And it was an easy one in the end, but it's a bit better there for Arsenal. Aubameyang getting involved in the play. It was a decent angle that Cedric was going to have to try and score from them, but at least he had a pop at goal, and it's given Alisson in his bright yellow shirt something to do in goal. Or mustard shirt. Free kick to Liverpool on the far left side of the field, just over halfway, which they take short. Milner has assumed that left back position then, filling in for Robertson. Kabak out towards Milner now. Kabak then across towards Phillips. Phillips then turns and finds Alexander-Arnold under a little bit of pressure from Aubameyang, so just clears it up towards halfway. Salah sort of half heads that one into the air. Just managed to find Firmino, though, who's doing some scrappy, determined work to keep a hold of possession. Now it's Alexander-Arnold, ball down the line, looking for Jota. Gabriel wins his header and then sort of half falls into Jota and nearly decides to throw him to the ground, but just stops himself from doing so. Maybe it's what it needs. Maybe just a spark in this game. Something to happen. A bit of niggle. There's a ball switch from right to left for Liverpool as Milner picks up possession, finds Sadio Mane. Mane then sort of falls over and again, and eventually loses his balance. Callum Chambers does his defensive duties. Sadio Mane is, well, screaming at the referee, suggesting that he was clipped, but I just think, again, I think he was off balance when he was trying to go around the defender, Callum Chambers. And we're going to have this throw-in now for Arsenal, which Chambers will take. So they are penned into their own defensive third at the minute, are the Gunners. Chambers will just try and get as much distance on this throw as he can. And it's exactly that. It is good distance, actually, but the header's run by Fabinho. Then Chambers gets his head to it. Bit of to you at the moment. Partey steps in and pokes it up towards the halfway line, and then Phillips just gets enough on this ball back towards Alisson, with Lacazette giving chase. Long ball downfield by Alisson. Header is won by Chambers, only into the path though of Milner, who brings it forward now. The former England international finds Jota, just drops the ball to him dead weight. Now it's with Firmino. Firmino to Salah. Salah turns and just pokes one down the line to Alexander-Arnold, delivers a ball towards the far post, and Jota with a chance, and Jota with a header, and it's into the back of the net. Leno did get a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out, and just like that, Liverpool have taken the lead, and it's Diogo Jota. He has only been on the pitch a couple of minutes, but the huge credit has to go to Trent Alexander-Arnold with a brilliant assist there. The ball in was superb. He wasn't closed down quick enough by Aubameyang. He is onside, well onside there, is Alexander-Arnold. He gets the ball, he lets it come across his body, and then just deliver it first time. It's a high whipping ball, and Jota's got in between two Arsenal defenders, and he's headed the ball into the back of the net. Leno, maybe a little bit disappointed. He's unable to keep this one out, but it was close encounters there with a header. Did well actually to get a hand on it, and Liverpool have taken the lead. Opening goal then at the Emirates, and it has gone to the away side. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 1, and it's substitute Diogo Jota, only been on the field of play for a couple of minutes. He's grabbed his 7th Premier League goal of the season. Liverpool, their patient play, they worked it out towards the right-hand side as Alexander-Arnold let a ball go across his body, opened up, and then first time right-footed, whipped one towards the far post, and there is Jota, who's got in between two Arsenal defenders as he heads it powerfully from 6 yards out. Leno did get a hand to it, but he couldn't keep the ball out as he palms it into the roof of his own net. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 1. Yeah, we've just got a slight stoppage in play as well. As Callum Chambers is down, maybe feeling the effects. Maybe he got a coming together with Jota, but well, inspired substitution, I think you'd have to say then, from Jurgen Klopp. Here it's when the ball is delivered in by Alexander-Arnold, Jota gets up, heads the ball. Chambers he's late in challenging Jota, but then as he sort of brushes the left shoulder of Jota, he then sort of falls in to Rob Holding. He gets a bit of a whack from. I think that's why Chambers is just feeling the effects of that one. But Liverpool, they won't care with a little bit of stoppage at the moment. Gives them time to take stock of having gone 1-0 ahead in this game. And suddenly, Liverpool now find themselves going up to 5th in the Premier League table, 2 points behind Chelsea in 4th position, 7 behind Leicester in 3rd. So it's all looking a little bit tighter in that top 4 battle now. To Chelsea's defeat earlier today. If West Ham and Spurs can do something tomorrow, and should be an interesting one. West Ham playing on Monday, I think, is Liverpool coming forward down this right-hand side now. 66 minutes on the clock, 0-1. As Alexander-Arnold has it again, gets to the byline, tries to cut the ball back for Salah. It's been intercepted by Partey. Now it's with Lacazette. Lacazette toe pokes the ball out of play, although he's saying he's putting out because Cedric is down at the moment. As soon as he did that, Cedric kind of started half getting towards his feet. Let's see what's happened here with the challenge. Well, yeah, it should have been a free kick, really. Cedric has just got his toe to the ball ahead of Firmino. Wasn't Firmino there? Sorry, Fabinho. And yeah, it's been brought down, so it should have really been a free kick. Nothing was given by the referee, and Cedric is down. They won't want another injury. They've already seen Kieran Tierney go off in the first half, and now Cedric Suarez, his replacement, is feeling the effects of that challenge. And I think he'll be all right. He's gingerly getting back to his feet now. Mohamed Salah is over there ready to take the throw. It looks as if they're lining up just to throw it back towards the goalkeeper, I think. Well, Mohamed Salah. Alexander-Arnold, well, I said he was under a bit of pressure. The fact that Jurgen Klopp was saying he's surprised he wasn't in the England side, and Southgate saying that his performance levels had dropped. That's why he wasn't included in the recent England squad for the international break. What an assist by Alexander-Arnold. Great delivered ball, great weight on it, great pace, and now Diogo Jota to attack that one in the air. Good header by the Portuguese as Liverpool now have possession inside their own half. Alexander-Arnold flicks it past the onrushing Cedric, who is back on the field of play now. As the Englishman finds Fabinho inside, then he turns the ball over the top of the defence looking for Salah. Gabriel makes a bit of a hash of the challenge. Salah has it now inside the 6-yard area, right footed strike and into the back of the net, and Liverpool just like that have turned this game on its head. They have their second goal, 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes, and it's Mohamed Salah, who has found the back of the net then for Liverpool. But Gabriel, well, he's made a hash of it really, the ball over the top, and he went in for the slide challenge and he got it all wrong. Give credit to Mohamed Salah because he was a nuisance. He didn't let this one go. He ran it down. Gabriel should just be putting this one into the side, into the stands, go behind for a corner, but he didn't really do any of that. And then Mohamed Salah, how composed is he when he gets the ball out of his feet towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and he nutmegs Leno and into the bottom corner, and Liverpool are on their way to what would be a big 3 points. Well, this game could be over. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes for the Reds has given them a healthy advantage, and the second strike has come for Mohamed Salah. Now, it's a bit of a mistake really by Arsenal at the back. There's just something to run onto, but Gabriel really should have it covered, but he goes in to try and slide the ball out for a throw when he should just put it behind for a corner. He gets his slide challenge all wrong. Salah wins the ball away from him as Gabriel falls to the floor, and then from the edge of the 6-yard box, Salah just composed nutmegs Leno and into the bottom left corner to give Liverpool a 2-0 lead. Yep, there you have it. Arsenal now have got a mountain to climb in this game really. 1-0, you felt there was still a little bit of hope for them, even though they haven't really offered anything going forward in this game. But I have to say, I think 2 goals is probably too much for them as Liverpool are actually trying to get themselves a third. It just hasn't broken kindly for them. They're still battling for this one around the edge of the area, but eventually it is just cleared upfield. I wonder if Mikel Arteta is thinking about his third and final change, just to try and bring an attacking player on. But 70 minutes gone, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. Salah now on the edge of the area, just trying to guide one into the top left corner nonchalantly, but it's been blocked. But the Reds have the ball back. It's with Jota now. Jota just allowed to dance into the area. Now cuts onto his right foot. Finds Salah. Oh, dearie me. Salah with a bit of a rash slash at that one. A swipe with his left foot. And it goes horribly wide of the left post. Just seeing this again. Gabriel, it's just a bad slide challenge. I mean, Gabriel, who actually defended really well in this game, he's tried to slide it and he's actually sort of scraped the top of the ball. He's come over the top of the ball with his left foot, got it wrong. Leno being nutmegged at his near post as well when he was trying to come out to block Salah. Jurgen Klopp shows his emotion on the sidelines. This will be 3 straight wins for Liverpool for the first time since November. That's in all competitions. It would be a 3rd straight clean sheet for them as well, having kept out RB Leipzig and also Wolves, for a part of their side that has had much focus this season with the injuries to Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip, Jordan Henderson, who filled in there, is injured. They brought in Ozan Kabak in January, and Ben Davies actually hasn't really got an opportunity with them. As Arsenal take this throw on the far right side of the field, still yet to see any sort of attacking changes being made by Arteta. Next 6 fixtures for Liverpool: Real Madrid away, Aston Villa at home, Real Madrid at home, Leeds away, Newcastle at home, and Man United away. Tough set of fixtures in there for the Reds. Important that they get the 3 points from this game to keep themselves within striking distance of the top 4, as Thomas Partey is just brought down rather clumsily by Diogo Jota, and Jota's going to go in the book as well. First yellow card has gone to Jota. I think that's just a bit unfortunate. I think it's more totting up process of so many fouls. And Jota He's just the unlucky man to have made the challenge, and he goes down here. I mean, it was clumsy. He's made no attempt to get the ball through, quite honest, so I'd say that's probably a yellow at any time. But he goes in the book for his second yellow of the season. As Arsenal now out towards the right-hand side of the field with Pepe. Pepe lays it back down the line towards Chambers. Are they able to muster anything at the moment, Arsenal? Now they're being asked by Liverpool to come on, try and break us down. And as I say that, misplaced pass by the Gunners is given possession back towards Liverpool. Milner, lovely ball up towards halfway, where he finds Firmino. Firmino then tries to scoop it over the top of the defence, and he finds Salah there, through on goal, left-footed strike on the half volley is saved really well by Leno, who then managed to scramble and get the ball back, and as he tries to, he is fouled by the Egyptian as well, and they have a little shake of hands, but nearly 3-0 for Liverpool. Lovely ball by Firmino. Salah, he's just sort of peeled away from the back of Gabriel and in the middle of Cedric, and those two have just got no idea really where they're meant to be defensively, and Salah knows that. He's just ghosted into that little gap and lets the ball run across his body when it's played through, and a snap left-footed half volley in the box is really well saved by Bernd Leno, and he has just kept Arsenal in this game. But as I say that again, Arsenal, a sloppy misplaced pass. Their pass completion percentage will be very low in this match, I have to say. As Salah finds Firmino. Firmino then chips a ball down the line looking for Jota. He then hooks one towards the edge of the area. It's allowed to bounce. Pepe actually does well this time. Barely mentioned Pepe in the second half. Now it's with Thomas Partey. Sprays one out towards his left side. Aubameyang cushions a header infield towards Lacazette, who holds it well. Then Lacazette goes for a long ball down the centre, but can't find Pepe. Being intercepted by Kabak. Now Fabinho has it. He rolls away from a challenge from El Neni. Play on, says the referee. El Neni then grabs the neck of Diogo Jota and gives away a free kick. And if he's not careful, he'll be going in the book. He's saying to the referee, what did I do? Well, you had a nibble at Fabinho with his ankles, and then you put your arms around an opponent's neck. Stuart Atwell, though, I have to say, has officiated this game very, very well. He's not brandished. Well, he's brandished one yellow card, but before that he could have brandished the yellow cards on a few occasions, but he didn't. He kept his cards in his pocket. He didn't set the early precedent of getting the yellows out quickly. As Alexander-Arnold plays a ball down the right side, but it's only towards Gabriel, under no pressure, goes back towards Leno. Leno taking a couple touches inside his 6-yard area, now floats the ball out towards Chambers. Chambers tries to turn one down the line. It flicks off Milner and out for an Arsenal throw. As the Gunners have got under 15 minutes plus any stoppage time to find a way back in this game. But it's still Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2, and I have to say, if there's going to be more goals, it will be for Liverpool. Arsenal, since going 1-0 and then 2-0 down, have offered very, very little in the attacking third. They've had no noticeable shot at Alisson, and it could have been 3-0 for Liverpool had it not been for Bernd Leno with a great save. Roberto Firmino playing a lovely ball just straight through the middle of Arsenal's offence, I have to say. But it was good movement by Salah, who just went in between Gabriel and Cedric, who were miles apart, and Salah just let the ball roll across his body into the penalty area, and a snap left-footed half volley was saved really well by Leno, who smothered it at the second attempt to make sure there was no rebound effort. But it's still Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. Yes, it's easy work at the moment, and since going 2-0 up, actually, the confidence in Liverpool's play has been clear for me to see. It's just a little bit more, a little bit more cocky in their play, more confident in themselves. They're bullish. They're trying little sort of flicks around the corner and 1-2s that are coming off where they may not have earlier in the game. But when your players are high on confidence, we saw last season with Liverpool when they won the title, and the season before, to be fair, when they were only pipped by Man City, just how good they can be when everything's going well for them. We are going to see the third and final change for Arsenal, and it's going to be the end of the night for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The skipper's gone off. He's still got the armband on, so he is going to have to give that to somebody. Maybe they're just noticing that now, actually, is Aubameyang. He's having to now jog back onto the field to give the skipper's armband to Lacazette. Now Aubameyang trots off the field, having just put it onto the arm of the Frenchman. Aubameyang sporting, I'm going to say, a dodgy haircut. Not my style, I have to say, but it works for some people, as Van Yaldum has come onto the field of play now. Jorginho Van Yaldum in place of Roberto Firmino. So it'll just be Mane, Jota and Salah up front. Van Yaldum, Fabinho and Thiago Alcantara in the midfield three. As this ball is chipped up towards halfway. Header then by Phillips. Then it's just lumped forward a little bit further. Martinelli is giving chase and the ball is allowed to bounce in the area. Kabak has done just enough then to get the ball away. For a moment, looked like it was almost going to drop into the path of Martinelli. Just get away with it ever so slightly. As Liverpool tried to bring the ball forward. They've been dispossessed as Chambers then tries to go down that right side. Milner comes across the skipper and wipes out Chambers fairly. Puts the ball for a throw. We've got 11.5 minutes to go. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Mentioned that first half. We've got plenty more Premier League action coming for you tomorrow at midday. It's St Mary's. Southampton take on Burnley. 2:05 at St James's Park. It's Newcastle United against Tottenham Hotspur. At Villa Park at 4:30, Aston Villa take on Fulham. And at Old Trafford at 7:30, Manchester United are taking on Brighton. 2 games taking place then on Monday evening. Everton against Crystal Palace at Goodison Park. That one kicks off at 6 p.m. And then at 8:15 at Molineux, Wolverhampton Wanderers are taking on West Ham United. And of course, in the midweek action, we go into the Champions League. On Tuesday, Man City against Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid against Liverpool. Both of those games are kicking off at 8 p.m. And then on the Wednesday, Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain, Porto against Chelsea, again both kicking off at 8 p.m. And then Thursday, the Europa League quarter-finals. 8 p.m. starts for all of these. Ajax against Roma, Arsenal against Slavia Prague, Dinamo Zagreb against Villarreal, and Granada against Manchester United. So plenty to look forward to then on this service, as the games are coming thick and fast as we enter the final month and a half, just under 2 months of the season, before we then obviously go into the Euros as well, which is promising to be an intriguing tournament, as Alexander-Arnold tries to swing a ball in field up towards halfway. Just less than 10 minutes to go. Arsenal and Liverpool 2. And I have to say, there's nothing to suggest that Arsenal are going to get back into this game. It is one of the most disappointing performances I've seen of Arsenal. I've covered them a few times this season, and there's just been absolutely nothing for them. Odegaard's barely been involved in the game. Pepe hasn't. Aubameyang wasn't really before he went off. Lacazette, since he got that cut on the eye, around his left eye in the first half, has been non-existent. And then he's done nothing since he came on. Thomas Partey's the only one that's probably been a bit of a force for them, but he's just getting overrun with all the players coming at him as Liverpool try and come forward again. Milner with the ball towards the edge of the area, finds Salah. Now it's with Van Yaldum with a shot as the ball was laid off to him, but that's a tame one, straight down the throat of Leno, who makes an easy save low down. Leno happy to bounce the ball around, but there's just no energy in this Arsenal side tonight. Know what's going on with him, and that's a really poor ball out from Gabriel as Salah has it now. Ball into the penalty area. Mane on the turn, trying to get the shot away, and it's into the back of the net, and they have their third, and it's Diogo Jota who was coming to support Sadio Mane there, who did the lovely turn in the box. And well, they're all over the place. Arsenal at the back. Jota has his second since coming on as a second half substitute. Liverpool have their third, and this game is over. It's all with Arsenal trying to overplay from coming out from the back. Then it's really disappointing, but Sadio Mane lets the ball come across him, but Diogo Jota is just allowed to run in there at the back post. Callum Chambers has no idea where the Portuguese is, and they've been punished by conceding another goal. It is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3, a third goal for the Reds then, and this game is all but over. It's been a clinical, really, from Liverpool in this second half, but it's been so abject from the Gunners. This third goal has come from Diogo Jota, so his second of the evening since coming on as a second-half substitute. And really, it was Arsenal caught cold trying to play out from the back. They gave away possession. Salah then played a ball into the box for Sadio Mane. He did a little half spin, they let the ball roll across his feet, but there was Diogo Jota who was coming in behind him, who just ghosted in past Callum Chambers, and he fired in from close range into the back of an empty net. And it's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3. Do have a slight stoppage in play as well. There's an Arsenal player down on the side of the field. Didn't quite see the challenge then that happened, but Mikel Arteta, I saw his reaction when that goal went in. Not a happy player. It's actually Martinelli who was the man that's down. He's back onto his feet now. We'll see a replay then of exactly what happened, but yeah, Mikel Arteta's not happy, and it's maybe not been the positive season that the Arsenal fans were hoping for, having finished the last campaign on a high. We are going to see another change made though by Liverpool as Ozan Kabak is going off them. And it will be Reece Williams who's onto the field of play. Well, Jurgen Klopp's given him a pat on the back. Doesn't seem to be injured or anything like that. It may just be to give him a little bit of rest. To mention that the games are coming thick and fast. Real Madrid next for Liverpool, as Martinelli has recovered from the knock as he has possession now, as we're back underway. Back down again the line towards the Brazilian. Now he finds Cedric. Cedric then short inside pass towards Partey. Partey then diagonal switch of the play, looking for Callum Chambers, but Jota's there, who does superbly well to volley the ball, then head it, nods it back to Wijnaldum. Now Milner. Milner's ball upfield is intercepted though by El Neni. El Neni finds Partey. Partey, oh dearie me, that's a misplaced pass by the former Atletico man. As Fabinho goes back towards Williams. Williams towards Alisson, and just over 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in this one. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary, and what in the end has been a bit of a walk in the park for the Reds. A dreadful first half between the two sides, where a half volley from Milner from 20 yards out, which went harmlessly wide, was the closest we came to a goal. But Liverpool have turned the screw in 18 second half minutes. 64th, Jota scored the opener, having just come on as a sub. 68, Salah got one, and then Jota got his second on the 82nd. That was where it's changed things around in that little period of play, and Arsenal, even since going 1-0 behind, never showed signs of getting back into it. 2 and 3, they just look dead and buried, and there's absolutely nothing. There's no cohesion. I mean, Pepe made a little attempt to put some pressure on and charge down there, but he was just by himself. It's not a joint effort from Arsenal at the moment. There is a lack of cohesion. There just seems a bit of a lack of morale. I know they're 3-0 down, but you still got to keep working, but they just don't even seem to be doing that, as Liverpool just happy to pass the ball around at the moment. Wijnaldum goes back towards Alisson. Alisson long downfield, looking for Fabinho's high up the pitch, as Arsenal have managed to win the ball back, picking up the scraps, but then just a half volleyed ball forward by Holding goes straight towards Williams, and he can just go towards Alexander-Arnold. Now it's with Salah. Salah back towards the Englishman. He finds Wijnaldum on halfway. Wijnaldum tracked by Partey, and the Dutchman just goes back towards Phillips. Phillips across towards Williams. Back to Phillips, and he dinks one up towards halfway for Salah. Brilliant hold-up play by Salah again. He was nailed from behind by Cedric, who showed great strength then to get the ball away. And Liverpool, this is just a training ground exercise at the moment. They are just passing the ball around, and there's just nothing from Arsenal. Next games for Arsenal then, of course, Slavia Prague, as I mentioned, on Thursday in the Europa League. They then travel to rock bottom Sheffield United on the Sunday. They then travel towards Slavia Prague for the second leg of that Europa League quarter-final, and then at home to Fulham on the 18th of April. They then host Everton, away to Newcastle, host West Brom, away to Chelsea and Palace, and then they finish off with a home game against Brighton. Of course, they'll be hoping that they do have more Europa League games in that cluster of fixtures as well. And Arsenal are coming forward down this right-hand side now with Pepe. Pepe, little step over into the box. He goes past Milner, tries to cut a ball back, but it's been blocked behind by Williams, and it will be a corner. Liverpool's next games, as I mentioned, they have Real Madrid coming up next on Tuesday evening. They then host Aston Villa and Real Madrid. Then they travel to Leeds. They host Newcastle. Then it's away to Man United, at home to Southampton, away to West Brom and Burnley. And the last game is at home against Crystal Palace. This corner comes in then. It's a decent looking ball in from Odegaard, but Holding's beaten to the punch. Now Partey picks up the scraps as he has a half volley from 25 yards out. It's horribly scuffed into the ground and cleared away, as Arsenal do clear their lines. And it's all the way now with Leno again. I said Arsenal will be hoping they could have more Europa League games during that cluster of fixtures. Well, Liverpool will be hoping they can go further in the Champions League, and the first challenge for them is to knock out Real Madrid in the quarters. Real Madrid, of course, will be without Sergio Ramos, though. It seems with a calf issue that he's picked up whilst on international duty with Spain, as Alisson finds Williams. Now Alexander-Arnold just in off this right touchline. He just plays it back towards his goalkeeper Alisson. Got a minute and a half to go, plus stoppage time in this game. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3. Jurgen Klopp will be happy. Third straight victory in all competitions. Third straight clean sheet. Bounced back really from successive 1-0 defeats at home against Chelsea and Fulham. And what was becoming a sort of mini crisis for them at the time. Still got a big battle on their hands if they're going to qualify and get into the top 4 for the Champions League next season, but they are still in the Champions League as well, so if they win that, then that's their spot secured. As we've got under a minute to go plus stoppage time now. Offside has been called against Sadio Mane down this right hand side, and again no one seems bothered to try and pick the ball up for Arsenal. Fabinho is being given the Man of the Match award by TV providers. He's had a good game. Jota could have been a candidate. I know he's only come on as a second officer, but he's had some impact with 2 goals. As this ball is cleared down the left-hand side. That's a dreadful ball, straight out of play by Gabriel. And it will be a throw into Liverpool. But Fabinho is certainly proving that he was a good buy. There was some doubts over him with a slightly iffy start to his Liverpool career, but certainly got to grips with the Premier League now. As Milner brings the ball up towards halfway, on the far left side of the field. Now towards Thiago. 4 minutes of added time has gone up on the board, which we've had around 15 or so seconds of now. Van Yalden trying to turn in possession in the centre of the park, fell to the floor but managed to scramble back to his feet and get the ball away to Williams. Now Williams finds Thiago. Thiago then sprays it out towards Alexander-Arnold. He chests it down, tries a first time ball down the right hand side, deflects but towards a teammate, but Arsenal managed to get the ball back now, but they're inside their own half. Cedric though has had the ball swiped away from him. Oh, lovely turn by Jota, who has had his shirt pulled there by Gabriel, and that's going to be a yellow card for the defender surely. Yeah, and he does go in the book as well. Well, Diogo Jota absolutely did Gabriel, all ends up there. He span away from him. He was going to have a little scamper through, and it was going to be a really good chance actually for a potential 4th goal. That's just a needless booking as well actually for Gabriel really. They're 3-0 down. I think conceding another will really do too much harm to them, to be quite honest. That yellow card could do harm to Gabriel. Shake to the head from the coaching staff of Mikel Arteta on the sidelines. Obviously unhappy with what they've seen so far in this game as Alexander-Arnold delivers the free kick. It's a lovely ball. Oh, Sadio Mane has missed a free diving header and he can't believe it. He's smiling at the lines official on this near side. Ooh, I tell you what, I think he would have been onside. He was very, very marginal, but I think he would have been onside. But that is a big, big chance missed by Sadio Mane, to be quite honest, and that could have been Liverpool's fourth. They have come close to a fourth. Mohamed Salah, before they got the third, had the half volley, which was saved really well by Leno. Now Sadio Mane's missed a diving header, a free diving header as well. There's no one around him. And any better contact, that probably just nestles in the bottom left corner. As Liverpool fighting for possession back on the halfway line, which they've managed to win. Martinelli again wins a little header with an attempted crossfield pass, but Liverpool have got it back with Williams now towards Alisson. Alisson now finds Thiago. This will be 4 straight away wins as well for Liverpool across all competitions, and 4 straight clean sheets for them. And a 2-0 against Leipzig, same score against Sheffield United, 1-0 against Wolves, and now it's going to be a 3-0 against Liverpool unless they add a fourth now as they come forward. Alexander-Arnold finds Salah, right corner of the box. Now Van Yaldum tries to dink one into the penalty area. Sadio Mane looked like he handballed it, but Arsenal have possession back. It's El Neni back towards Holding, and now they'll try and run the ball out down this right-hand side as Chambers finds Pepe. Away form's actually been not too bad for Liverpool this season. They did have plenty of Premier League draws in a sort of a cluster of games, but this will be their 5th Premier League win from their last 6 away from home. Only defeat coming to Leicester 3-1 when they were 1-0 up for a large portion of that game before capitulating to concede 3, as Arsenal now play a long ball into the penalty area. That one's plucked out of the other by Alisson, and that's probably going to be it. Alisson will just waste a few seconds. We've got around 10 seconds of the 4 to go. Plays a long ball downfield though, and they're looking for a fourth here as Salah is into the penalty area. 1-on-1 against Gabriel. Gabriel sticks out a leg, trying to get the ball away. Finds Mane, who's now joined the attack, and his shot is saved by Leno. And Arsenal now will try to bring it clear, but the referee has blown for full time. So drama at the end of this game, but Liverpool unable to put the cherry on top of the cake. But there's certainly icing on there with 3 goals and 3 points as they've defeated Arsenal by 3 goals to 0 at the Emirates. A brace from Jota, either side of a Mohamed Salah strike. All the goals coming in the second half. Thank you very much for listening. Full time at the Emirates again, then Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3.